Egoistic pursuits will always drain our energy. We are back, baby, with another episode of the Daily Vedantic. Today's episode is about doing business in the temple. I will also say that we're in summer in Santa Monica and it is so dang cold in the morning. I don't know what has happened. It's going in the opposite direction of what I would have predicted for the weather the last few years. But doing business in the temple. Why is that related? The weather? Well, the answer is it's not. Just a little observation and why I'm wearing this jacket. Business in the temple. So, as many of you may know, the famous story of one of the rare times that we hear an account of Christ getting angry, or at least looking angry, flipping over tables because people are doing business in the temple. But it got me thinking that the symbolic aspect of that account is as relevant today as ever. So I'll often say that if you are praying for something or if you are pursuing a spiritual path in order to get something out of a selfish motive, in order to pray for your own safety, or following a rite, a ritual, a commandment, so that you yourself benefit. If you're praying for those things, he'll often say that's not prayer, that's business. That is a transaction. My whole childhood was business in the temple. Every Sunday going to church, I would pray for what I wanted. I would go to church. I would go through all of the motions of growing up Roman Catholic. I would worry about breaking any of the commandments because of what it would do to me. I would pray. I would hear these thoughts of like, oh, God wants me to do that. If I go do that, and it might be it would have been something as trivial as, if I go pick up that trash, I'm going to get a little, kudos from God who's always watching. If I do that, then I will get something in return. If I'm generous, well, God's going to be generous to me. My prayer, I remember praying so hard for my brother who played college basketball, for them to win this big game in the Sweet 16. I was just praying and praying and praying and praying. And I remember being like, I'll do anything, God. I won't skip a Sunday of church over the next year if you can just help them win this game with, 2, 3, 4 minutes left in the game. So one of those times when I was really so silly. I was in like 8th grade, maybe. I was really crushed that my prayer didn't go through, that my obedience or my promise didn't result in a personal benefit. Sitting in the pews at church, praying for things that I wanted. That is all business in the temple. And why is this wrong action instead of right action? Why is it not neutral? Why is this looked down upon within the timeless philosophy of something like Vedanta? It's because it is reinforcing your selfish desire. In the same way, you'd pay $100 to get something in return that you might selfishly desire. Giving your time, your focus, your attention, verbalizing, saying out loud, adhering to a creed so that you get a benefit. That is reinforcing our selfish desires. In the same way you might reinforce selfish desire in any other aspect of life. just happens to be silently in your head with your hands clasped together, looking up into the sky. But it makes it no more noble than any other selfish pursuit. And egoistic pursuits will always drain our energy. It will never generate energy within us. And that is, within Vedanta, the definition of wrong action is that which dissipates energy. The definition of right action is that which generates energy and reinforcing selfish desires, our attachments. That which is the root of all of our suffering, agitation, stress, fear. Reinforcing those will never generate energy within us. Business in the temple. That is not what the temple is for. That's today's reflection on the Daily Vedantic. We'll see you next time.